Hey, good morning, everybody. This is the professor with Day Trading for Success. I've got a big group on Zoom with me today. I have Charlie over here handling the chat, and we're going to be doing some live demonstrations in just a minute, trading a brand new strategy that I've been working on for a couple of days now, based on the RV strategy. So I'm about to go into details about how you can get free scripts and layouts on this channel. So stay tuned a minute. Please read this disclaimer. I am not a licensed financial advisor. Please seek the advice of someone licensed before you try to emulate any of these trading strategies. You should trade in a simulator with whatever strategy you're using to make sure it's working. So this is what I've been using for my 1-minute layout. It's a big jumbled up mess because now you could trim this down if you wanted to. I will make this layout available for you just as it is under the show more of this video, along with this custom script right here, the scalping indicator, which the green are the buyers, the red are the sellers, the blue column is the volume, and this is the sentiment with inside the candle, which reconciles instantly before you can say 1 second from the current data that's coming through. So this is an amazing indicator, only offered here for free. So you might want to go ahead and get that. And what we ask for is obviously your subscription and sharing and thumbs up and any comments, opening up a conversation about how well the strategies have been going on this channel for other traders. We do have a lot of videos in the archives, videos about how to set up scanners so you don't have to pay for a scanner service, how to see which way the market's going in the morning, how to set up your chart, how to build a layout like this from scratch. Lots of videos on that. So all kinds of videos, how to do support and resistance lines, and then different strategies, really an ABC of a bunch of strategies. So the strategy that we're going to be doing an offshoot of today is the RV strategy, which of course is the #1 bestseller book that came out last year on March of 2023. And that really changed everything because it was the first large cap strategy that came out. So people, beginners and pros alike, could kind of follow a strategy that was easy to follow. Now, it's a little bit hard to learn how to set it up originally, but not really. If you're used to working with charts at all, you can set it up pretty quickly. So I can't say enough good stuff about that strategy. I have a link to the book under the show more too, along with links to all kinds of things, how to get all kinds of custom scripts, how to get all kinds of books. I'm going to break into some of that right now before we start trading in just a few minutes with a group here. So the other book, that's Day Trading Volume 1, put out by the $1 Million Margin Club, is what I was just talking about, the RV strategy. They put out a couple of more volumes I want to mention before I get into different authors. They put out Day Trading Volume 2, which is known as the Candlestick Pattern Playbook. That was also last year when that came out, kind of revolutionized the way people looked at patterns. Since the pandemic, things changed a bit where day patterns were starting to get recognized in the intraday. And that book captured that along with a lot of other experts' data that are listed in the book. So it's not just the $1 Million Margin Club, it's all these other people. They use their data to do a rating system of patterns, and they're rated right on the pattern. What I mean by that is how accurate can you expect it to be? Like, for instance, a lot of you might be familiar with a bull flag and a bear flag. Well, it's rated at 82% accuracy on a 1-minute chart. So think about that. Knowing that is going to change the way you look at these patterns. So that's a really good book. They put out a third book, Day Trading Volume 3, which is, I think it's called Candlestick Mastery and 66 Patterns or something. There's 66 well-known patterns, and really only 10 or 12 of those you come across on a regular basis. But that basically is a puzzle book, which is kind of unique. The first book has flashcards, Day Trading Volume 2, which is really neat, that you can cut out of the book and have a flashcard system, which is how I learned originally patterns many years ago, hiking with friends and us calling out the patterns, and we had to identify them. So flashcards are very helpful. So you see right now, I'm going to interrupt myself. I think you might have seen that price action coming across. This is a new indicator that I'm going to talk about in a minute, and I'm going to talk about how it is different than the average volume profile that you may be used to seeing me do. But anyway, back to the book. So the third book, and we have just a few minutes before we start trading, so bear with me. Listen about these books if you're a beginner, because they're really important. So the third book is all these like puzzles and games to help you to drill in, and you can just do it over and over and over again. Hundreds of pages on how to learn these patterns by looking at the charts, and then you have to identify it in there, or looking at the pattern and then identifying it in the chart, or they have big call sheets out of recognizing every pattern on just, all these patterns on one sheet, and then you can quiz. So that book is pretty cool to have. It's a great gift if you're giving gifts, to give those two books together. And then the other two books you might want to give together, and I'm definitely promoting here, I know, but I do believe in these, is Day Trading Volume 4, and most of you that have been following along know when that book came out last month. I think it's been about a month now. That really changed everything. That's 4 different strategies trading at the open. And like we call it around here, it's like printing money. So we trade that strategy every morning. And it almost sounds too unbelievable when I say it that way, because I am pretty good at promoting things. But it is actually really true. Again, speak to a licensed financial advisor. I am not licensed to give you advice on how to trade. I can show you, though. I'll show you what happens. So I have a lot of trading demonstration videos with lots of other people with me showing that open strategy. I'll be continuing to do them. They did one unique thing. There's a lot of open strategies out there, guys. If you're reading books or watching, you'll see that most of them are breakout range strategies. It's pretty much the only way to trade the open. So it's not like it's a new thing to have a breakout range. And they have 4 different breakout ranges. And then they came out with the Holy Grail, the companion book to that, just shortly, a week after the first book, Day Trading Volume 4. They came out with the companion book to Day Trading Volume 4, and that has the Holy Grail, which is an open strategy that you can trade all day. So it's no longer an open strategy, but it took that strategy with the different supports and resistances from the first 4 strategies and made it so you could trade it all day. I have not been trading that, I'll be honest with you, because I want to trade the RV strategy, which it starts a half hour after market. That was 10 a.m. on my East Coast time here. And I usually trade the open every morning for like 5 to 8 minutes, maybe. I say 8 because I really do stop at like 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes. I'm done. I usually have done 3 or 4, 2 to 4 trades. And I'm usually between, $500 to $2,000. And it's like clockwork every single morning. Like I said, it's like you're printing money. That's what it's like. And they did that one thing in the strategy, and I don't want to give it away. I'm going to be a cliffhanger here, but you should get the book and you should read, because it's that one thing that actually works all day long, but it really helps in the open. So I am not exaggerating. Get on the chat, talk to people. I mean, not exaggerating how amazing the strategy is. It's so amazing that I keep talking about it because it freaked me out. So I'll stop promoting. Another book, Mark Douglas, Trading in the Zone. No matter what other book you buy, include that book. Because he's going to get in your head and help you realize the different probabilities and help you come back from maybe losing positions and not get all depressed and get out of trading. Maybe give you the confidence to stick with it. He has a unique approach that you have to assume every trade is a losing trade, no matter how good the strategy, no matter how good the setup. And it's helped me many times. I still re-listen to that book on audiobook. I listen to most of my books on audiobooks. Unfortunately, the $1 Million Margin books are strategy books. They're study guides. So they're not really designed for audio, because you have to look at the charts, and then they have logs, because I'm all about you logging. So the $1 Million Margin Club also has a whole bunch of log books for every type of trading, whether it be penny stocks, crypto, futures, options, whatever. It's specifically designed with strategies in those books by world championship traders that have been in competition and everything else. So those are a cheap buy to get you to log. And really, if you are not logging, you cannot count yourself as a successful trader. That's my opinion. You've just been lucky, or you're just the most amazing person out there. So I really push logging, and that's how I got into doing these books in the first place. The last book I'm going to push before I go on to talking about some of these amazing scripts we have here is The Best Loser Win, which is Tom Hougaard. And he brought something different to the table. It's pretty much the last major strategy book I read, other than the $1 Million Margin Club, that really changed the way I traded. It backed up that he is of the belief that when you have a winning position and the stock just keeps going up, even if you've predefined when you're supposed to get out, don't get out. Look at all the indicators. Look at everything else on the chart. Look at the historical data. Why is it going higher than you thought? Don't just get out because you preset that and now things have changed. You have to reassess and ride that baby puppy as far as you can to make as much money as you can, which is the way I looked at things. And I was so happy to see a professional trader put that in print. And he goes around and talks about it too. Now, there's a lot more in that book. He's a great writer, a very successful trader. He's still alive. Unfortunately, Mark Douglas has passed away. But both of those books added to the $1 Million Margin Club books are great. So what this strategy is going to be today is, and you probably figured out if you've already been following me, the first thing I do is you need to set your range, right? So that's, you take the ATR, which is down here, a 14-day average. You look at the close of the previous day. You divide that by 2. You subtract half from the close to get the low of what your range is going to be and add half to get the high. Now you've created a range that you expect that this stock is going to move in between today. It may leave it, and that's a different strategy we call the escalator strategy that there's archived videos, but most likely it's going to stay. The next thing you do that is also just like the RV strategy is you set the Fibonacci levels. So you set it on a 5-minute chart that you should have already up on your layout. And again, I will make this layout available for free. 10 days back, and then you snap the highest, lowest levels in that 10-day back. You always want to go left to right, no matter what the price action looks like, and then snap that. And again, I'll call out again, guys, changing from the actual strategy in the book. I am not marking the wicks anymore. I'm marking the bodies because from my back testing, depending on the sensitivity of the chart, the wicks are not as reliable. So the bodies, the opening and closing of the candles don't change. But you can get sensitive layouts that call what I call shadow wicks. So I only mark the bodies now. I think it's more like high frequency algorithms why that happens, but the bodies you can count on, so I've been marking those. And I'm making that known. I don't know if they'll errata the book or not because the other way works just great. Then you open a 5-minute chart set on a 2-day and you snap it again from 2 days back. Now what's happening when you do that? These lines are opening. These pink lines, these are on the 2-day one. The yellow ones are on the 10-day one. And they're creating support and resistance levels that we want to respect until they just shouldn't be respected. And usually you'll see that the price action in between all these other dotted lines, they'll move in between. They create channels, which is the entire concept of the RV strategy. Marking historical data on candlesticks, which you're not going to see me do the historical data other than the Fibonacci levels, but the RV strategy goes further, starting with a 4-hour chart and then maybe moving down to a 1-hour or a 15-minute or a 5-minute chart till you get enough support and resistance levels within your range. So you read the book, guys, or watch. I have a lot of ABC videos about it. You don't even have to buy the book if you watch the videos, which I know is easier for some people, and it's certainly cheaper. But the channels, the ceilings and floors for the RV strategy is unbelievable, and it's already made many millionaires, and certainly people are making a living, which is the whole purpose of this channel, is to get you to make a living. $100 a day, up to $500 a day, depending on what you need for your nut. But obviously, people make much more than that. I make $1,000 a day. I mean, my goal is $5,000 a day. So the RV strategy is no joke, and you should do it. But I'm not going to do the historical lines because now we're breaking away and we're doing the new strategy, and I'm working on some other concepts for it too. But what I've done in the range is I've marked every half and whole dollar here. See, I could have done it actually one more line up here, but the fib there and I stopped. But every half and whole dollar level. Now, if you are a professional trader or even you're just beginning, you may have heard that the half and whole dollar levels is where people will set to get in and out if they're pre-setting their levels, or if they're trading live, day trading, they might, be influenced by that level because they know other people are. So they often will go in or out at that level. So using those as support and resistance levels, you can certainly just eyeball them and don't have to make a messy chart. I'm doing this because I'm basically beta testing the strategy, and I'm making it easy for everybody to follow along. In reality, if I was trading in competition, I would not have these dotted lines here. And then you'd just have the fib levels and the other levels, and it would be a very unbusy chart. But I do think while learning it and trying to study these indicators here, this is going to be helpful to me, professional or not, having these levels and reminding me. So a couple other things that are here, and I got chastised on my last video for not keeping these labels on. This is the market magnet, so it's giving you the high and the low band on a 50% range. Now you can set all the way this is set up on Thinkorswim on what they call the volume profile. What's mainly different here is that I have the labels, which makes it easier. I've changed the colors, and I have set it to be reading just intraday. However, it's still having difficulty with that, but I think this saves you a lot of trouble. I watch this to, you'll see how I use it, how I use the magnet, and then the other thing we have here is the multi-chart alignment. And this is so important. That's the 5-minute chart, 15-minute chart, 30-minute, 1 hour, and 4 hour. This is when they close. So people are only trading that time frame. They think about going short. Somebody trading a 5-minute thinks about going long. The more data you have for multi-chart alignment, the better to help you. And I went over the scalping indicators. So this whole strategy is designed to be better with these particular indicators that I have up. So I'm about to do what they call quarterbacking. Everybody's responsible for their own trades. Guys, I'm liking the action of this right now, so I'm thinking about making a move quickly here into this. So if this pulls back, you know, and we get ourselves a jump off this 50-cent level, see what it's doing here? I'm going to go ahead and go in it, and I'm going to go long. So hopefully everybody's ready. Let me pull that up. I already did a small trade here earlier for $11. So where's the 50 cents? So I'm going to be looking at the market maker. Wow, did it hit it? Is it already gone past it there? Or is it going to go down? Right there. I got it at 55. Okay. So I am expecting it to head back toward the magnet and get our first scalp, but we'll see. I'm also not going to be doing as many. I'm not going to jump in and out as fast. Now, I was about to say Tetris. Tesla. It used to be that you had to be so fast, but the volume is much less now, and I don't have to make very quick decisions. So I want to read this magnet, and I want to read this price action that comes in above and below it. So what this is this price action is, yeah, I'm not seeing the chat flash across. I'm not going to call these so tight, guys. I'm going to hold this for a little bit. I'd like to see this get up here, at least to this level, you know, the even dollar, but, you know, we'll see. But anyway, so I'm going to be reading this to see how these move in. This is set for intraday today from market open, and these are past volume that was, everything's past, obviously. You only get data that's already happened. It would be great if we could get the future told to us, but you have to learn to read these indicators. You have to learn to read these charts to see the future. And what I'm going to try to do is to call it so you can see that you don't need to know the future if you learn to read these correctly. So I'm going to do my damnedest to be correct and show you how come I'm making these decisions that I'm making. So the fact that this price action isn't coming in, you know, like there isn't any coming above it, this previous price action on volume. This is volume based on a price. And you want to see some of these blue lines come in here as this goes up to help us, and then maybe pull up this magnet. So it literally is telling you, hey, this is where everybody was just recently on a whole. So you want to get in, not a whole dollar in, but just on average, everybody was up here. So you want to go up here. So the more I see of that, the more I tend to hold it long. Also, and it wasn't quite a bull flag, but it looks like a bull flag design here. We want to look at our patterns. Remember, this is a tweezer move here on a 5-minute, right off the ATR, so really close. So that's a huge springboard to go up. Also off a fib. So just on the 5-minute, we have a big push to go up. So it's okay to hold this a little longer. I'm looking for confirmation because the multi-chart alignment was all red, but it's on the cusp of going green. See it? So again, more to tell us to hold in. Can it break the even dollar amount of, 246? is that going to happen? Because that's going to be also further confirmation to hold this move. So you're not going to see me take as many very, very tight short scalps. I might take some. If I see like this money go to where I want real quick, I might flip around and try to get a better position and go, and then wait again for the move up. Now the other thing I'm looking at is this. So the buyers did drop a little bit, so we're getting conflicting and sellers passed, but the volume is lower with the sellers on that candle than it has been for the buyers. So not a particularly confident move that it's going down, that it might go back down here. So instead, we got some consolidation with some rickshaw men and some dojis here that could signal a reversal, but often they signal a reversal within 1 to 2 minutes ahead. So now, if we break the 246, which we have, now I'm looking at that fib. Okay, so I am going to get ready to reverse here soon. So it's breaking the fib now. So that could have been it. It could reject off that, guys. Now, it did go up in volume, but it didn't go all the way to the top, which would have given me more. Oh, but here's some price action coming in, so above the magnet. So that's a good sign to pull that magnet up. We see that magnet go up. It's like a springboard. If this recedes and that goes up, either way, these are the signs that we are going to get a reversal. They're conflicting signs here. So, you know, you want to try to capture a move back down. For even if it's a short move, you want to bank what you have and capture a move back down. That's what you want to do. And then capture it back up again, because particularly the large cap and mega caps, they seem to always retrace. If they get into a trend, you can really see it's just going to dive or go crazy, and you just ride it up. I still will try to capture the smaller moves and get as much money as I can, but that can go wrong. Now we got a double line going up. So two things saying that it might break this fib. See them going above the magnet here. So in all the multi-chart alignments high, buyers are still a little bit, they weakened here, but they're at the top of this candle. So it is breaking the fib. I'm telling you, it's not particularly strong right here, but it is 90% on the scalping indicator there for a second. Wow, okay. So it broke the $half, or the full dollar, I mean. I'm just going to take it there. What did I get that at? 68. So I'm reversing off of that level, but above it, but I'm thinking it's going to reject off this level. So we have a whole dollar and a fib right there. And really, see, now it's killing me. Now it's dropping off of that now. So it's scalping indicator. This is free. I'll have it linked to this video you're watching. I didn't see this pull up the magnet, and I really wanted it to pull up after 3 candles above it, and it didn't. That was I use this a lot, even though everything's historical data, but I use this a lot because why would it make a difference? Because other people look at it too. That's why. And what are they thinking? Are they thinking it's going to go down too? Go back? A lot of them are, and that's why I base that on. I am second guessing though. Got a hangman forming, shadow wick or not, and a tweezer move forming right here on the 1 minute. Yeah, potential bear flag over here on the 5 minute. MACD weakened, but it's not. I use this mostly. I don't look for the crossover as much on this. I look at the levels a lot more to just help me back up what I'm looking at on a 5 minute, because I don't. The 5 minutes more like a trade alignment more than the trade I'm in, you know. So I'm going to look at the magnet and this even dollar amount, which is, now this strategy is based on the even and half dollar amounts being a significant support and resistance while reading the indicator. So it's a little more difficult than the RV strategy. You need to get good at reading indicators. I find these 3 to be the best to augment this, to help with this, this type of support and resistance levels. But you can pretty much, nothing's always, but you can always count on the half dollar and even dollars being a potential, support or resistance. You can always count on the potential of them anyway. So that's what I'm trying to say, but you can't be automatically count on them. So we don't want to see this break back through here. So I would just reverse again if it does that about this fib, because right now, so what level is that? That's 240. It's 50. Didn't quite break it. The candle showed it, but the market maker wasn't going to give me. So maybe 250, 246.55, 246.60. There it was for a second. Yeah, it needs to drop off that, or I'm not going to. Wow. Yeah, it needs to drop here. I have to reverse. Let's see. I mean, it is shape making a nice little bull flag here, and then was making a bear flag here. So we've got conflicting things. The sellers slowed down there, which is scary on the volume. They didn't make it quite to the top, but they do have a high percentage here. We have a conflicting multi-chart alignment. Wow. Okay, so this is coming across. Let's see. This is pulling it down, but this is receding. But it started to come across first to pull the magnet down, or the price action down. So it's not, again, conflicting, not I mean, I kind of want to bank this. Well, now I just lost a bunch of it, but bank that at the 246 level if it gets back down there. There it is. It's very close. Is it going to drop? Looked like it was going to drop, so I didn't do it. It did drop. What did I get it at? 95. So I got it at, now they can, she's letting them know my position. Yeah, so I'm now 245.95 long. Now, if this keeps dropping, I don't want it to go through here. I'd manage a bad position. I did set only a 500 max loss today, expecting slower action off of my 1,000 shares. But this is interesting. It is pulling it down. This is not good. Wow. Yeah, so we don't want to see it get down here. So if these arrows don't turn it around, then it could just blow right through here back down to the ATR. So now, I don't know 100%. I'm calling on the probabilities of the indicators, and I'm trying to be, very out loud about what I'm seeing, what I look at each time before I make a trade. So I am respecting the half and whole dollars a lot, like they are the RV strategies of support and resistance. So I'm going to respect these a lot, and then I'm going to use the indicators, and along with the fibs, I'm going to respect even more, and the ATR even more than those. That's how I rate the importance. ATR number 1 to respect, fibs number 2, and then the half and even dollars number 3. And then all with those, you want to use the backup of the indicators to try to help you make the full decision. So there is no exact method, guys. You can't. I get questions like that all the time, like, well, how do you know to do this right here, and what if it doesn't work? Well, it may never. You don't know if they always might not work, so you can't, Wow. I'm going to reverse it off that fib. Yep. So we did get a bull flag here, but it kind of made the move. It did not move the move. Now, if you look in the pattern book, Day Trading Volume 2, Candlestick Pattern Playbook, it's supposed to go the length of the pole, which is here. No, here. So it's supposed to go the length of the pole. No, that's the flag. I'm sorry. It's supposed to go the length of the pole here. So here's your flag. Did that go more than halfway? Oh, that went more than halfway. Never mind. That's not a bull flag. Sorry, guys. I was getting confused there for a minute. That's more of a tweezer move here, too. So we're still off that tweezer move, and it kind of went to the top of that tweezer move on the 5-minute. Learn your patterns, guys. They're just not that hard. If you get those books and learn them, they're just not that hard. So we're going to look to reverse on this short right here in this area. I see half of you are long and half of you are short. It's I'm trying to be as loud as I can to call these out, but I mean, obviously people just, they see something different. You know, they're all very good traders, so I could be wrong at any time here, and often am wrong. But I am looking to have this pull right back up long again. I'm going to try to capture it down here near where its bottom might be. I could see this one I didn't cut the decimals out of. I'm going to take that, reverse it there. I got a 180, 240. And I go on the back end a lot, and I mess with stuff to make things faster and easier to read. I don't highly recommend doing that. So, but it has definitely gone wrong for me. And they've been annoyed at me before too. But anyway, we won't go down that road. So I am now long 245.89. So we're going to look to see off the 246 again. It's like a flat top here it's made. So we're looking for a breakout or a breakdown down here. So we do have an RV channel here based on the even and half dollar and a fib level here, which is the ceiling. So that seems like that might be a little, when I was going to say, when it breaks that, it's more respected. It has broken it a few times and then come right back down again. That's a 246.50. 52 on the fib, 50 cents even, obviously, on the half dollar. It's already a good trade. Getting close to making my nut here at 30. Just broke 4,000. Wow. Okay, so. Okay, so the arrows are coming up on the end of that market magnet is going to turn it around up there. So and it's right near the 247. So you're going to see me reverse there either way, and then if it keeps going, I'll just manage the bad position for a minute and then flip around. So let's see. It's going to get all the way to 247. Almost. May just drop before it gets there. Let's see what happens here. Seems like it's fading. Oh, there was a 96. Oop, what was that? Oh, boy, I did that. Crossed over the 247 before I knew what happened. So I banked over 4K. I'm still okay in this position, but we don't want to see it go up near the 50 cents. So yeah, not good. It's still going. Still broke way over. I got it at 08. I look at the ask a lot. I should be looking at the market maker right here. This is an old habit from doing years of momentum trading. Wanting to go in and out on the ask and adding liquidity, and just when you trade on light speed, you know they charge you for the trades and stuff. So it's just and I used to trade not on light speed. I'm not going to go into all the terrible platforms there are out there because I know some of you are on them. So I'm not going to disparage you. There are platforms that are better for certain kind of trading. Thinkorswim is great for large cap, mid cap trading. They're a little weak on the open. You know, they're definitely a little weak, but I love the fact that they fill you. They fill you. Even if you get a double, ring, 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 ring. But they fill you, and it's pretty low on slippage generally, you know. So they have a great thing, and I think they get a lot of traders because of that, because the others, there's so many partials. And of course, if you're doing the ladder, if you're doing the bid and the ask, you can, and you don't get completely filled. They've got that great flatten key, and you don't have to start typing in to get out of the position, and then you just get out, reassess with a flatten key, and it's going to give you market price. That's what flatten key does to get out if you only got a partial position and you don't want it. I mean, most of you must know that. I would highly recommend when you're confused to get on their help 24/7 helpline because it's amazing. Now you do have to remember that depends on who you get on the phone because you'll get absolutely, it's not gospel. It's kind of like ChatGPT. Don't trust it 100%. Get a backup opinion on what, if it doesn't make sense, then call back and you'll get a different guy in a different state and he might give you a different answer. So remember that. I know a lot of people, I don't want to go deep into it, but they see things funky on my layout and then they call Thinkorswim and they go, what about that? And they go, oh, that doesn't do that. Well, they're wrong. It does do that. And they're giving you bad information and they just don't understand themselves. I'm going to reverse right there at 4,700. What did I get that at? 4681. I'm trying to reconcile in my brain what was telling me to do that at that very moment. Now the buyers are only halfway up. But I was going short, so I know, guys. Sorry, I should have waited for that. Did it actually hit that? Yeah, that was a sort of inexplicable. I was thinking about Thinkorswim in my conversation, and I lost my train of thought for a minute, and when I didn't know what I was doing, so I said, I just better get out. I think that's more like what just happened there. But you guys are doing good. So I broke my 5K somewhere near. So looking at the 50 cent right there, which is very interesting to, no, it pulled all the way back so fast. Look at that. I'll hit it off that 50 cents again. I'll reverse off that 50. That's what I'm looking for, is to reverse off the 50 cents. The market maker's moving. It's making my eyes go batty here trying to follow the numbers spinning around. But yeah, I think Thinkorswim is one of the better platforms. More and more people are coming over, even though it does have some trouble keeping up with, when you get over 1 million volume, things like that. It's a little slow. I did trade on Street Smart Edge, which was Charles Schwab's before they merged, and I've told the story a couple times about how I was actually banned for life. I've been trading on that and doing my supposed shenanigans that I do, but I wasn't doing anything wrong. So, so I had to file trade dispute and everything with the. I'm going to take it at the 50 cent. What did I get it at? 45. God, it seemed I had 5,700 at some point. Did I not have that? Am I confused? Interesting. Yeah, I'm not liking this. Yeah, I kind of thought it was going to stop at the 50 cents again or just above it. And now it's making a nice big hangman there, which is that's a sign to turn around, or a rickshaw man, not a dragonfly on this one. Yeah, that's making a rickshaw man, which is a reversal sign, so that's good for me on a short. But this was pretty high here and right at the top too, so I don't like to see that. Multi-shot alignment over here is all saying it's going to go up. Yeah, that hurts. All right, so that did close as more of a hangman, so that is a real reversal sign on the 1 minute. So that's good for me on a short. I'm holding this position, guys, unless it breaks this 248. That's what I'm looking for I made a bad mistake. That's my bad mistake level. So I broke back down through my 5. So this is a bad trade. Said 500 was my max loss, but I'm setting it for right there. I don't know if that's just below or just over 500, but Look at how the buyers are dropping, so that's a good sign for me in a short position. I did get in that just a little too soon, so I lost the money going up, besides being not being able to capitalize it on going down from the top, So it's a double hit for me that other people are passing me on. We always have a competition going. So anyway, what was happening with Street Smart Edge, for those of you that are interested while I hold this position, is that at the open, I was trading with hotkeys. I was doing really, really fast trading, multiple flipping back and forth on a 1 minute candle. And it couldn't reconcile it, right? But it kept letting me trade. And it wasn't, then what happened, it would freeze on the screen like it wasn't moving. So I thought, oh, they're not registering the hotkeys. So I'd click them again. I click them, come on, come on, come on. And so I do all these multiple trades, right? So first I got a warning. I did all right in the end at that first time that happened that day. And I got a warning that you had taken some shorts on a stock that was not shortable, that I hadn't worked out that I could short it, which you can do. You can work it out, but I hadn't done it. So, and it wasn't available to short. So, but yet it paid out on my trades, and then it gave me a warning. And then and I thought, well, they know they made the mistake, right? And then the next couple of days it did it again, gave me another warning. Then before I knew it, I had hit the 3 strikes that are out, that we've warned you. I remember I had to go up the chain, and I got this no-nonsense guy at Charles Schwab. You're supposed to say this thing is you read books about how to handle people, the jobs they have, and how they're supposed to respond for you for customer service, right? So one of the phrases you're supposed to say is, I am not having a pleasurable experience with your platform. This is not a pleasurable experience for me. Well, that did not work. Instead, the guy just got madder at me. It's obviously a seasoned guy by the time I got to the top management guy. And he called me out, as a professional trader. I should know better, blah, 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 blah. And he was not listening to me. And he was like, I said, is this your tough love? Is this your tough love speech? And I get it. So please tell me what I can do about this, because I do intend to follow through with this. What are my next steps, since you're telling me that you're banned me for life from margin on Charles Schwab? And so he told me I have to file an official grievance. So I did that. And then, they even brought in the programmer, and then they have screenshot, and they can see your key swipes. They can see everything. You can't hide anything these days. And they saw when I pressed it and what the screen was showing when I pressed it, and it absolutely proved it was not my fault. So that was all reversed. But it was a very scary time. It was very scary because, I really enjoyed trading, and, I had like friggin' 12 accounts with Charles Schwab at the time, and it was like a big deal for me to just move everything and go to a I really like Street Smart Edge a lot. That was like my platform, man. I loved it. And Thinkorswim was kind of just getting going, wasn't really that well known yet. And then Lightspeed, of course, too. And I had E-Trade. I mean, I had all kinds of platforms. But yeah, I had another point there. I forgot what it was. But yeah, so they reversed it. Oh, I know. At the end of that whole thing, sorry if I'm boring you guys, but I'm holding this move, guys. I'm holding this move. So I'd like to see it get back down here. I'm holding this for the retracement. Okay, so unless I see this magnet did not pull up, so that's why I'm holding. This did not pull up. All your people that traded were still down here. So I'm looking for it to go back down. That's why I love to set this for intraday and make it really, really easy to read with the peak and the trough, and your high band and your low band, which are the dotted red line down here is the low band, and then the dotted green line is the high band, which is high level, which is way up there. See it? Way up there. So we're way down here at the bottom of the ATR still, and I never saw this pull up. So now it may bank off of it here. So this could be, so I don't like to see that. But at the end of the conversation, I said to the guy, sorry to keep you hostage. I said, what am I supposed to do? I want to trade at the open. I'm very good at the open, and your platform's freezing. How do you suggest I solve this problem? And he said, don't trade at the open. That was his solution. The same guy I was ending up became my guy. I'm sure my file there, if it was paper, is like, that thick because of how many complaints and crap. And, I was always nice and professional about it. And so was he, but they were wrong, and I'm thinking this day and age, you can't keep up with a guy on a keyboard. Come on, man. How many millions of dollars did you spend on Street Smart Edge? Come on. How many the smartest guys from MIT helped program that? You can't keep up with a guy on a keyboard. Give me a break, which is basically what I said. And he said that trading. Now keep in mind, this is when momentum trading was really taken off. This is a little while ago. Has changed. And the platform has not been programmed for the times, to keep up with the times. He's honest about it, So I had to switch to Lightspeed to trade the open, and that's when I put a lot of my business on Lightspeed, and then Thinkorswim came in much later than that. So there's a little bit of history of that. Can you imagine being told, though, if you were making a living? Say, I was never really making a living trading because I have other things, so it wasn't really the end of the world for me or anything, but it was like, wow. So that's a high frequency algorithm right there. That's a high frequency trade, making a shadow wick right there. So they really want this stuff. They're playing games right here. They really want it to turn around right there. Just broke 6K. I want to see this pull up. You can't do it with fakery. Let's see this. Let's see these come in here, real retail traders making this pull up. So this is dropping, but here we go again. See, the sellers are taking over. So luckily, it broke off. Okay, so I'm going to look here. I'm looking close to reverse here. So let's see. If it breaks that, then I'll look to do it at the 246, the even dollar down here if it breaks the half dollar. So we're almost at time anyway. It might come all the way down to the ATR, guys. I can't remember if I finished. I think I finished the story. Probably a lot of you were bored. But I don't have a move to make right here. So this is also dropping. It's telling you it's going to turn around here. It's going to turn around soon, I think. So we'll look to get to the even dollar, or I'm just going to bank. This is a good trade, $1,000. I definitely don't want to drop below my 5K goal, so I'm not going to hold it into a real upward move or anything. Remember, guys, to subscribe. Look at all the free stuff that's available on the channel here. Type in under the eyeglass, search for stuff like free script, how to build a layout, or the word free, layout, script, indicator. It's going to bring up lots of videos. And then there's a playlist for all the RV strategy. There's a playlist for all the open strategy videos. So if you're watching the archives, we just had a competition with a bunch of students in the Bahamas. But a year ago, we had a bunch here in the U.S. And one of the things that they said was what made the difference for them to turn the corner and become more profitable was by literally watching all the videos in the trading archives and seeing how I reacted to different ways to trade by calling the future in all the demonstration videos, by calling it out, and that it really makes a difference. So right now, I think I made one move that was a human error that I didn't tell you exactly why I did it and why it made sense. So right now we are getting multiple signs that this is going to turn around, but it hasn't yet. So now here's an area where I would really consider it, the 246 even dollar, because it has stopped here. Remember I said before, we're looking for a breakdown. Oh, wow. But see this price action coming in here? Okay, so that just came. I don't know if you could see it there, but that tells me there's a lot of people right here. So selling. So if that happens again and you see this pull down, then that means this could be a bigger move. So actually, I'm past time. I just realized that. Normally I think I would just cover right here, but because I saw that creep in, I'm getting kind of excited, guys, about holding this a little longer. So I'm going to hold it just a little longer to see if that's going to excite some action here. So can it break the 246? So I'm not going to reverse anymore too. I'm just going to buy out, cover to get out. Yeah, it's just stopped. So this might be it right here then. So let's see if anything else. Now it's all multi-chart alignment. Everybody except the 1 hour. Now the 1 hour too. Everybody is looking to sell off and go down. So that's a really good, remember to get this indicator. I'll have a link on how to get these. And this one too. And then this one is you can get right on the channel for free. The other, you have to go to the $1 Million Margin Club to get the other scripts. They have a way though to get at least one for free, and they'll be continuing I mean, they're only like 24 bucks, I think, but they'll be continuing promotions right now if you review Day Trading Volume 4. I'm just watching the price action. If you review Day Trading Volume 4 on Amazon and send in a picture of your review, you get either the they have a bunch of scripts. You get any script you want for free. One. I mean, but then they're going to keep doing that for different books. So if you're getting the books anyway, why not get the free script to go along with them, Okay, this is a lot of price action coming in, guys. I'm going to hold this. I want to see this pull down now to confirm to hold this. I want to see this magnet pull down. Getting excited about this to hold this. So that's why I'm holding it. Look at this on the scalping indicator. Look at the multi-chart alignment. Everything tells you if you have these indicators, you don't need to be a genius to see what's happening here. So obviously practicing on a sim. There it goes. It just popped down. So that's like a hammer hitting this down. So I'll write it to the ATR, guys. We're already at over 3 minutes. Wow, look at that trade. So if it goes to the ATR, I'll get out. If it starts to retrace, I'll get out. I'm not going to let it drop below 2,000. So this trade is good. I'm going to keep it. But the fact that the magnet pulled down, that's what I look for, man. Those are the signs that traders look for. So now in the old one, it would have been the point of control. It just wouldn't have been set quite so sensitive and quite so dynamic to see it. So this makes it much easier to see. The volume went up. Interesting. I'm just going to buy out there, guys. It's starting to retrace. So, I had 8,000 for a second. I'm out at 79. It looks like it's going to prematurely bounce right here from make it to the ATR. Maybe it will. The fact that it hasn't retraced at all is a little scary. There it goes. I should have stayed in. All right, so we compete amongst ourselves here, and we'll add up the accuracy and the total gross. Look at this move, and I got out. Look at how strong this is. Wow. Is this going to pull it down again? I'm not. Once I stop trading. There it goes. Look at that. Keep going. Or is that? No, that price is about where I think I got out at 244.80 something. So it keeps pulling back. That's a new low, though. Yeah. So, anyway, guys, I hope that was enjoyable. I hope maybe you learned something. Check out the links to get these things. Don't forget to check out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And watch a lot more videos. Always stay inquisitive out there, guys. And go green. That's the motto here. Go green. Go green safely, but go green. All right. I'll see you soon.